Sorry about that. Rewind. Hey there, hello there, everybody. Mindful Pig here, and this is the Two Tired Dudes podcast. On this episode, we're going to be discussing gaming myths. So I say myths. Back in the day, there was a cheat code to see Lara Croft naked on the PlayStation 1. San Andreas had the Bigfoot myth that was going around. Pokemon Red and Blue had the Mew. I got a list of about 30 of them here. Bear with me because it is one of those terrible websites where I'm sure I'm going to get lots of pop-ups, even though I should have that blocked. But yeah, we're going to go through all of these, um, see which ones people remember or actually try it out. And yeah, every one of them seems to have a little blurb about it, which is nice. So I'll read out the blurb as well. Um, but yeah, man, some of these are sorry. Just look at some of these. I'm just like, wow, I totally remember these. Like, I'm pretty sure all these are old school. Looks like they're all like N64 era. Oh, yeah, Final Fantasy. Okay, I should stop. I'm going to give away the whole podcast right now. Okay, the last one, though. Final Fantasy, trying to save Aerith. I remember that one. Like, who didn't try that? Like, who didn't try to save her? So funny. So good. Okay. But yeah, as far as my recap goes, I've been watching a lot of Futurama from the beginning because there's a couple episodes that got uploaded onto Disney Plus, so I just kind of wanted to rewatch it, and yeah, it's really funny. I like Futurama. It's fantastic. It is. I will say it's one of those shows like you can go back and watch The Simpsons the first season, and it's different. You can go back and watch Family Guy the first season, and it's different. You go back and you watch Futurama, and it's like it's always been Futurama. It's always funny. It's always witty. You know what I mean? Like the first episodes aren't cringy. Like I love it. It's actually really really good. Like obviously it got better. Like art style and all that is progressed to the future. But Futurama is always good. Like I don't understand how The Simpsons can run for whatever it is, 25 seasons nonstop, never get canceled, and Futurama did. Like it makes no sense to me. Futurama is like better than Family Guy, and like like I don't know. To me, it's just weird. Sorry, I know it's a little bit stuffy. Just the allergies. But yeah, I don't really understand why that keeps happening to Futurama. It's really odd. Like I'd actually like to like look that one up and like see like did it just not do well? Did the viewership drop? Because I don't know. I'm just surprised. I remember when the first episode launched, and at least like in my school, that was like the biggest thing everyone talked about. Like everyone was excited to see Futurama episode 1. I remember it took a while to get episode 2. I do think that was a huge flop. I think they should have had it ready to go. Because I want to say it was like a month. It was a long gap between episode 1 and episode 2. Um, but yeah, so I'm watching a lot of that. I also watched The Apostle. Not all the way. We still have to finish it, but it's not bad. It's interesting. It's like it's got its gory parts, but it's just more of like the suspense of what's gonna happen next. So yeah, it's an interesting movie. I'm excited to see how it plays out because so far it's doing okay. Um, but they could really bring it on home. You know what I mean? If they do a great ending, but if the ending continues the same way his story's been, it's gonna be like okay, that was kind of a waste of 2 hours. And then yeah, I think that's pretty much it for things we've been watching. Yeah, I don't really think we watched anything else other than that. Um, gaming wise, I mean I'll get the boring one out of the way first. I've played a lot of the Switch. I still haven't really hopped onto my Xbox yet. Nothing wrong with the Xbox. It's just I guess I played it for so long and I haven't given my other consoles a chance. Like I've even actually been debating just bringing out some of my older consoles just to play some games. Um, Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll fuck around and see. But I kind of do actually. I kind of want to set up an old system. Like I know I can't stream it, which sucks. Ooh, you know what I could do is I wonder if I played it and I used the laptop to record the screen. Like it'd be clap, but at least I could capture something. That might be kind of fun to do. Maybe I'll do that. Like I might do that and then just edit it into like a short or something, or because obviously watching the whole 2 hours of like, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't look that bad. I'll have to see. I'll look at the Chromebook and see what it's capable of doing. Because if it doesn't look like too bad, that might be a fun little option to do. Because let's see, I think out of all of them, it'd be the PlayStation One. I would probably want to play because there's a few games on there that'd be kind of fun to go back to. If I had the PS2 still, I would definitely rock that, but I don't. I don't. Where do I? Oh, I'll have to look around. I'll have to see what I got, or even like bringing out like the old regular Nintendo. I don't think I have that. I'm pretty sure I have a Sega Genesis though. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. That might be a fun little YouTube video to upload. Just mindful playing old systems. Um, but yeah. So I've been playing a lot of the Switch and a lot of the PlayStation. So PlayStation, I've just played a lot of Dark Souls. I know I still give you the worst one first, which was Dark Souls at all. It was actually the Switch one. But anyway, I played a lot of Dark Souls again lately, and it's been going good. Like I've enjoyed it. I actually had like a really good time yesterday playing it. Sorry, this has been a long day at work, so my brain's a little like. "Blah." Um, I guess how do I say this? Like I'm liking Dark Souls. I'm having a great time with it. I'm just a little bit confused on the armor system. I guess there's some mechanics that still kind of confuse me. It's not like I'd give it like a negative opinion. Um, it's just I wonder why they took that direction. Um, like for example, I found out yesterday that if I'm naked in the game, I'm zooming. And then when I'm wearing the armor that I feel like I should be wearing, I'm clunky. I can't even like barrel roll out of the way in time, which kind of pisses me off. I think that's a little bit unfair. I get that like armor would weigh you down, and I totally respect the fact of having um, like different armor help you react quicker to like situations. Like let's say light armor, you could roll really quick. Medium armor, it's a little bit slower. Heavy armor, it's a lot slower. But I think you should always be able to dodge. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're pushing that button quick enough, you should always be able to at least dodge the attack. I don't care. Like have the stamina take up a lot quicker. Like you know what I mean? Like if you're wearing heavy armor, let's say the stamina um, uses up like a quarter of it or half of it or whatever the case might be. And then like as the armor gets lighter, the less stamina is getting used. But you should always be able to dodge. I don't understand why I can't dodge in heavy armor. So that kind of, yeah, that kind of ticks me off. Especially because Dark Souls isn't the game where you can just solo it. Do you know what I mean? Like if if you're going head to head with the boss, you're not just gonna stand there and take the damage, obviously, because you can't. You literally can't take in that game. So yeah, I'm just kind of interested why they made that the mechanic. On the flip side of the coin, though, I will say that I found that when you upgrade a weapon, I don't know armor yet. I'm really curious. That's the next factor. I have. That's why I don't want to like say too much yet because I haven't upgraded armor. So maybe when I upgrade heavy armor, it becomes lighter. That would be kind of cool. Because like that makes sense. Because I know there's armor in Skyrim. I can't remember what you do to it. Is it Skyrim or Oblivion? I don't know which one it was now. But anyway, you take an armor piece and you would either upgrade it or reinforce it or do whatever it is to it, and it would be just as effective and everything. Oh, that's what it was. No, it wasn't upgrading. Sorry, it was a skill. It was a skill that you unlocked, and armor just started. Heavy armor weighed less, or heavy equipment, whatever the case they had. That's right. That's what it was. And then when that happened, obviously, it just made the world of a difference. I wonder though who. See, that's the thing with Dark Souls. It's such a weird, different game. Because I'm thinking about that, right? Like, what if they do make the armor way less? but the effect of the armor is still the same because you're wearing heavy armor. The game's just gonna make you roll that way. Because I'm not like my character isn't carrying a lot. I made sure that I brought it back like right down, so I know he has enough weight where he should be fine. But then I remember I listened to a podcast that told me that the game has like a weird scale with that, where like if you're at 50% of your weight, it automatically makes you slower. So yeah, so there's a lot of factors to consider, I guess, for Dark Souls. I'll have to kind of ponder that one over. But I'm having a great time. I really am. I pick up this game and I'm just happy every time I play it, which is weird to think about. Like it's hard, it's challenging, it's difficult, but I'm having a great time dealing with that. There's never been a moment where I was kind of like, okay, I'm sick of this game. Like yesterday, I walked into it and I was like, okay, I've done this, I've done that, right? Blah, blah, blah. So while I was thinking of where I wanted to go next, um, which boss base I wanted to take on next, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna grind this area. And I was grinding, I was grinding, I was grinding. And then there's this guy that was above me, right? He'd always hit me with this spell. And I was just thinking, oops, sorry guys. Hey Marie, sorry, I had it on the mini menu because I was looking at the 30 games to talk about. And I was like, oh shit, I see chats flashing. Yeah, hope your day's going good, Marie. Thank you for stopping in. But yeah, yeah. Anyways, I was grinding in this one area, and I guess I never like noticed these stairs. So like I was looking at the elevators and I was like, okay, so one elevator takes me all the way back to the beginning. This other elevator is locked. So I was looking all around. I was like, there's got to be like a switch. There's got to be some way to activate it. That's probably how you get up to this platform where the stupid wizard's been hitting me this whole time. Like I couldn't figure it out, and like I just happened to do one of those moments, where you like you turn your character around, and I was like, "Is that fucking stairs?" And then sure enough, like it was goddamn staircase. I missed like on how many times I've run through this. Like I had to go through that part for a good 2 hours. Like that's how much I've been grinding out this one area, in particular. And yeah, like it was just like I was just so blown away. I was like, "Holy fuck!" There's a staircase, and like of course it's Dark Souls, right? So you move up the platform. I got to kill the wizard, but in that wizard's room, just for the record, there was like a good 10 guys. Like thank God there was a little warning sign. This warning sign just said like "Don't be brave," and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a wuss, and I'll just crawl my way through. And it's smart I did, because I mean, the wizard guy like he's intense, but like once you kill him, like that's it. He'll never respawn again. So I even laughed when on stream. I was like, it seems like a really weird mini boss. Like he wasn't even hard. I think I actually snuck up behind him, stabbed him in the back, and like just watched him flop over onto the floor below. It was really funny. So that wasn't a very impressive boss for all the other ones I fought. Um, but then there's like they're hollows, so they're like exactly what you are, but they're ones that went like crazy because they never um, got to escape the prison, which doesn't make sense at all with the rest of the story afterwards. But whatever, I'm not really getting into Dark Souls logic. Um, so yeah, there's like 10 of these little guys, right? They're not like deadly, but I do get it. Like if you were to run into that field, they would just overwhelm you, and because like I'd say they when they hit me, they probably take about a quarter of my health. So 4 good hits and you're done. So anyway, yeah, so I beat that, and then there's a pathway to the left and a pathway to the right. So obviously, I'm just like super excited at this point. I'm like, oh yeah, there's 2 pathways. I got even more options now. The pathway to the left, all it did was unlock this prisoner. Um, yeah, I don't really know yet because basically, so I unlocked this prisoner. He has his little dialogue option, right? And then he goes, "And I'll reward you later on." And I was like, "Well, what the fuck's later on? Like, what do you mean? Give me my goddamn reward now, man." um, So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully something happens later on. I know Jimmy will tell me because he always wants me to be surprised. Um, and then the right way was like okay, right? Like it was. I mean, it was pretty good. I gotta admit, like Dark Souls is pretty good at like just going trick ya. I went through this like white mist, right? So usually when you do, one or two things are about to happen. You're gonna fight a boss, or you just unlock the new area. So Usually when you have the boss, right, like it just boom right away it happens. But in this case, like I walked to the door, nothing happened. I must have got like halfway through this pathway, and then that's all of a sudden when the gargoyle started to like move and activate. And then anyway, so I'm doing like fucking good. Like this is the best match I ever had against a boss. Like first try. I'm fucking dodging his attacks. I chop off his tail. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going in hot. I'm going in hot, baby. And like Tommy's like cheering me on. It's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I got this. And I'm just wailing on this gargoyle. Everything's syncing up just perfectly. Then all of a sudden, I just happen to capture a glimpse of his health bar, and I notice below it, all of a sudden it says Gargoyle 2, and he fucking just boom, right? Another bar pops up. And then I guess this guy blows fire, so all I see is this fire coming towards me. I dodge out of that, it kills the first gargoyle, fucking pumped again. Like, okay, we're down to the last gargoyle. This second gargoyle was a little bitch. Just a little bitch, let me tell you. All he did was fucking dodge your attacks, blow fire on you, and charge at you. And that was all he had to do, because I was slow as molasses. I could not keep up with this bastard. And then yeah, Tommy's right. I got slaughtered. I went back for a second time, and that was the second time where I fell. Tommy was cheering me on again. And yeah, I just basically barrel rolled my way right off the edge. And I was like, fuck. But at the end of the day, Tommy, with the part you missed was I'm going to have to relook at armor because I think I'm doing armor wrong. Because I took everything off. I was butt naked and I just had my battle axe and I was zooming around this thing. And like the damage I took being naked, it wasn't that bad compared to the damage I would take with full armor. Which is why I'm saying like Dark Souls has some weird system for armor. Um, so I'm gonna have to kind of like tinker around. Like I thought the knight armor, like having the best armor, like well, sorry, I guess the one that absorbs most damage would be the smartest choice. Um, exactly. Who needs clothes? Um, but apparently, yeah, that's not the case in Dark Souls. But I'm also thinking like, I wonder what happens if I like upgrade the armor. Will it weigh less? Will I be able to move around quicker, or is it just going to be able to absorb more damage? Um, yeah, I have to look into that and see. Upgrading the weapons so is fucking mind blowing. Like it's so good. Like it's a whole nother level. And the part that I was telling Tommy on stream was in order to level up a weapon, you need these shards, right? And like you can grind your way through and you'll collect them, or you could just grind your way with souls. The item never goes up, so you always pay $800 a shard. But like that's it, and he has like a million of these in stock. So I was like, Jesus, Murphy, like you could just literally keep grinding. Like forget leveling up, you could just keep grinding as much as you want and upgrade your weapons. I mean, it's let's see, I'm at +5 now, and I need 3 shards. So that's still less than a level up. Like once I reach the point where I need to spend like 5,000 to 6,000 souls, sorry, um, in order to get enough shards to level up, then it would be, which one's the better option. But for right now, and yeah, the fact that you can even grind and collect those items, like, ah, upgrading is just a whole different world. Like, this leads me right back to my main point. 2 weeks ago, I was trying to make with Cat Trooper, and pizza is that Dark Souls is fair. It's a very fair game. It it does things so that you're always getting just enough to be successful. So in the very beginning, right, you have your first boss battle, teaches you that mechanic, then you go into the world and you get to decide what pathway you go. The part that makes that difficult is that it doesn't really tell you which pathway to go. You kind of have to learn, which I get. That can be frustrating. But once you learn the pathway that you're actually supposed to go on, like you go towards the castle like I did, they give you so many different grind opportunities to just farm souls, um, that it's ridiculous. Like it's so fair. It does suck. Sorry, Shred's alarm's going off. She's having a mini nap. Um, it is fair because, like, how do I say this? Like, you are gonna die. You could definitely die to like any of the minions. Like, it happens, right? You get overwhelmed, you make a mistake, etc., etc., etc. But if you're in control, it's just grinding. It's just basically grinding the whole time. Same thing you do in any other RPG. And like I said, so after I progressed against the one part that I was grinding at, and I got to the second, I guess, merchant. I'll classify each one as merchants. The first merchant, you kind of stay in one area and you just keep working with him. You get to the second merchant, that lets you upgrade weapons. Then you kind of grind around him, and same idea, right? Like, yeah, like, I don't know. I reached the point where, like, I wasn't getting. I'd have to really like spend a good 2 hours grinding to level up. But now with this weapon system I'm doing, like, okay, so I don't need to worry about leveling up anymore. I just have to worry about leveling up my weapons, and they're going to deal more damage. Yeah, and that's the other good point too, Tommy, is that you start off with like 5 health potions, but you can go to the bonfire, sorry, spend a little bit of souls, rekindle it, and now you got 10 health potions. And I haven't done it yet, but I do remember one of the podcasts I was listening to, they said I could bump it up to 15 potions at one point. So, I mean, that's a lot. Like, 15 potions is a lot, especially with my character already. So he has 10 potions, plus he has 5 heal spells. You know what I mean? So I don't know, there's a lot of bonuses to this. I think the hardest part is honestly definitely the boss fights. But again, if I probably took my time, grinded my way up, make sure that my character was a little bit OP, I probably wouldn't find these boss battles as hard. Like, there's definitely more I could still do. Like I said, I just discovered how to upgrade weapons, so now once I focus a little more on that, it'll probably be a little bit smoother a ride. Sorry, guys. Just my allergies. So Tommy, you caught a legendary Pokemon from Pokemon Battle League. Ooh, which one did you catch now? Because didn't you just get a legendary Pokemon the other day? Um, K26, how's it going, buddy? Hope your day's going good. Mamma mia. There was one thing I was gonna say. With all you guys popping on, because I keep missing the opportunity to do it. Okay, let me just double check here. I think it was for the month of June, I want to say. Yeah, we had the month of May. I forgot to do the month of June. I'm so sorry. I've been a real crap head lately. Oh my god, my throat's so dry too. Probably doesn't help that I'm drinking like cherry soda right now. Uh, but I keep being a little poo poo headed, forgetting to tell you guys about the viewer of the month. Um, that was both me and you on Twitches. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right, Tommy. Sorry, mixed all my Pokemon games up. But yeah, so I forgot the month of June to just kind of announce the winner of viewer of the month, and then I'll also focus on July. So um, one is already here, but let me just quickly double check. I don't think this person won. I don't want to say it and then screw that up. You know what? No, I'll just do that one on my Friday stream. But for I'm just all over the place today. I know, just a bloody mess. But for my viewer of the month for my god, Thursday. Why can't I speak right now? The viewer of the month for June, it was going to be Marie Moon. So Marie, shout out to you. You are the viewer of the month for June. I'm so sorry, like, I fell behind on this. I meant to do this a lot sooner. Um, so basically, how it works is, viewer of the month is just someone that's come onto my stream at one point in their lifetime, hung out with me, whatever the case is, said a few words, whatever. um, and then they qualify for viewer of the month. So, I have whatever it is, 240 followers now. So we've done this for almost 2 years. So that's 24 people only picked so far. But I try to put a little more effort into it than you just followed me and you popped on once. Usually it's someone that actually like has said a few things or talked to me before. Sorry, my throat's messed up. I really got remember to grab a glass of water and not always soda pop when I do these. But yeah, so the reason why Marie Moon you got it this time around was one, you've been very active on the streams lately. We seem to have quite a good conversation here and there. Um, Two is I just like how involved you got into Discord. I know it's always kind of weird jumping into someone else's community and just kind of feeling it out and catching what the vibes are, so to speak, and like just trying to understand everyone. But I think you did a really good job. You popped into conversations when you felt noticed the opportunity, right, to make a comment, make a joke, whatever the case was. And I think you won a lot of people over on the community. I know you did know already a few of them, but I definitely think you won the majority of the community over. As far as engaging and talking goes, I was really impressed. Actually, yeah, the moment that I knew that I wanted you to win Viewer of the Month was during the Worms tournament, um, when I just kind of posted it. There was another person too. Sorry, I forget their name right at the moment. But Jimmy, obviously popped in right away. But yeah, you just kind of jumped right in there. You helped me out by giving me a whole bunch of like ideas, the dates that you could do it on. You really got involved with it. When I did pop in to listen to the tournament that was going on, it sounded like everyone was having a good time, and like obviously Jimmy was the dominant voice, but you were probably the second most dominant voice I heard on there. It was just like you could tell that everyone was having a good time, and I felt like you and Jimmy were kind of leading that tide towards a good time, and just based on the comments that were made afterwards. But yeah, just yeah, really impressed. Really happy that like that you actually wanted to be a part of the community. And that you wanted to get to know everybody. I think that you definitely have added extra value to it, and yeah, I just like to thank you. This is my way of saying thank you for being a part of all this. So, Maria Moon, I hope you're still on. Sorry that so many times I said Maria. I'm just a dumb Canuck, okay? But yeah, you get viewer of the month, so I'll message you afterwards in case you're not on here right now. But all you got to do is just give me your email address, and on Friday I will send you your gift card for Amazon. And we always do Amazon because it's the easiest one to send everybody else. I've tried it before, and like there's always that Canadian and States issue. You know what I mean? Like I can't seem to send like I couldn't give you a PlayStation card. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Because for some reason it just messes up because of money conversions. Uh, I know. See, and you were even sweet enough to say that last time. Um, but yeah, congratulations. Like I said, just send me your email address if you like. I know some people didn't are a little sensitive with the money, right? So if you're okay with it, yeah, just go ahead and send it out, and I'll give you another shout on Discord, another shout on Twitter, another shout on YouTube. I try to cover all my bases for that one. So congratulations, and then Friday, we'll go ahead and we'll take care of the viewer of the month for July. And then we're caught up. Yeah, then we're caught up again. Thank God. That was terrible. I can't believe I'm that far behind. But yeah, congratulations. Woo! Exactly, Tommy. Um, Sorry, Tommy. I just noticed something. Oh, okay, you were just doing your poker catches. Did any of you guys actually catch it? Oh, what a bunch of bull crap. I can't believe no one caught it. But I did see another wonderful Worms tournament man pop up on this little podcast of ours. Dulac, I hope I'm saying it right. I see you just hopped in. My dude, if you don't like want to unmute, you don't have to. If you rather type, that's totally fine. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Oh no, it's cool. I just didn't want to like interrupt you there, so I just popped in the chat.
Oh, no worries, no worries. How's your day going?
It's going good. Yeah, just got off work, so trying to survive and feed this hungry child.
Nice, nice. So usually when everyone gets their, first spotlight here on the podcast, I like them to, if they're comfortable with it, of course, right, to kind of give a little bit of feedback about who they are. Like who are you? What do you do? And then if you're a streamer, go ahead and do your self promotion. If you do a side hobby, making crafts, whatever the case might be, go ahead and shout that out. Or if you're just a gamer, then go ahead and talk about whatever kind of games you like to play.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I can do a quick little. My name's Rob. 35, and currently work as kind of like an IT guy. And I don't really do a lot of streaming. I do have a YouTube channel. That's r.a.brewster. So it's R.A. Brewster. And then
Okay.
I do have a website as well. Same thing. It's R.A. Brewster. And it's I do a lot of true crime, cryptozoology, that sort of stuff.
Nice. And how about gaming? Do you get a little bit of gaming in?
Oh, yeah. But right now I'm getting absolutely destroyed in Baldur's Gate.
Is that the newest one that came out?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, nice, nice. Is it pretty good though?
Oh, it's a blast. I'm running it on a potato. So, I mean, it would be a lot better if I had a better rig, but it's a good time.
Nice. Oh, Marie says, "What's up?"
Have
I
you
know, right, Jake?
thought about tucking into Baldur's Gate? I mean, honestly, I'm only like probably 10 hours into it. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, like I always want. That's one series I always wanted to play because I think it was way back on PlayStation 2 was when I first noticed it. I want to say. I think it was like the Dark Alliance. Yeah, I think it was
That
Dark Alliance.
feels right.
But yeah, I don't know. It looked like a really good series. Yeah, yeah, Tommy. Everyone, a lot of people from our Discord are from the IT crowd.
Yeah, I'll tell you, with being able to work from home, it is a blessing.
Oh yeah, of course, eh? It must be pretty nice. Um, my favorite YouTubers. Oh, Tommy just say one of his favorite YouTubers just made a parody of Baldur's Gate.
Is the
Uh,
little worm guys? I know they recently did one.
is that the one, Tommy? Yeah, I'm just gonna pop up my little chat here.
Now, unfortunately, if it's not too much of a thing, I'm actually kind of moving around the kitchen doing dinner. So if there's anything up on the screen, I probably won't see it.
Oh yeah, yeah, no worries. Actually, so the topic of discussion was, I don't know if you had a lot of these, for you back in the day, um, but before the internet got all big and all that, there was a lot of like little myths and rumors that you could get in certain video games. So, for example, way back in the day, right, you could play the original Tomb Raider, and there was a cheat code to see you're naked.
Oh,
You,
okay.
yeah, right. Back what was it Grand Theft Auto Andreas? There was that myth that there was Bigfoot lurking in the forest, right? But no one ever had a screenshot. But it was like, yeah, he's in there. You just got to go here or there. Was another big one that they had Pokemon Red and Blue. You could capture Mew if you did a certain pattern.
Yeah, I remember that one.
You remember that one? Okay, yeah. So yeah, we were gonna kind of dissect some of those. But before I was gonna jump into the so many I had, I was just curious. Yeah, did you ever come across any of those? Were there any of those rumors or myths that you tried out to see?
Well, yeah, kind of. So I'm kind of an older guy, and I've been gaming a lot since I was really old enough to get into it. I had the original Nintendo, um, and I never forget. I was still really young, and I got an N64, and I got Ocarina of Time, Legend of
Oh,
Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It's an all-time classic. It's an amazing game. And I remember I spent probably, this is no joke, about 3 days of just straight trying to make this rumor work because I read online that you can get a unique sword if you let a butterfly land on the Deku stick in the garden.
oh yeah.
I spent forever trying that until I finally realized that it had to be a lie. There was just no way.
That's so true. I remember that. Yeah. I mean, I definitely spent 3 days, but yeah, I definitely gave it a good
I do
effort.
it. I don't know why about that.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. How pissed would you have been though if you actually did it and nothing happened?
Oh, and if it had landed on it and then nothing occurred, I would have lost my mind.
um, hey, Sleepy, I see you popped on too.
Hello.
How's
Howdy.
your week been, Sleepy?
It was good. Just the work. Um, yeah. Just mainly work. How are you
Just been that.
guys?
Oh, not too bad. Like
Yeah.
you said, same idea. Just got off work, so
I was very fortunate to get off of work early. I was just chilling and relaxing a bit before I hopped on.
so
So,
did your week go a little bit better for streaming or playing games? Last
uh,
week you had a little bit of hype going on.
yeah, it was all right. Just had with streaming wise, it's fun. It's really chill. Nothing too crazy. Um, just been studying to be honest, cause my state board exam is any day now, so I've just been studying a lot. So yeah, hopefully pass the first time. Whee! I'm so stressed out about it, if I'm being honest. I'm so stressed out about it.
I know you sound like you're on that like last nerve right now. Like, I'm gonna make it.
Oh my god, I hear it from every single person in my life right now. Mainly from my mom. She's like, you gotta pass the first time. You have to pass the first time. Do you study yet? How many? I'm like, bro, I'm,
But
and I'm about to start school again, and I'm trying to work out a schedule with her, for my school. And I was like, I want to go to school, but she's like, but I want to take a break. I was like, but I, it's a whole IRL shit show right now.
oh my
The best way. And like, I have a trip in December, so I have been trying to save up for that, but bills won't let me. So I'm just like, all right.
yeah, the Bills never care about your plans. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, it's just like the bills don't really care how my mood. Like, a couple of days ago, I'm like, I have my car insurance I gotta pay, but I'm like, I kind of don't want to pay it. It's so expensive. I'm like
We know
working.
what. People notice at that point. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's just you just gotta drive safe out there. But
Someone's going to always be right for that point. What to put you out there is super expensive.
yeah, so yeah, I've been trying to stream a lot more lately. I might stream tomorrow to test out my new internet to see how that
Ooh.
goes. Um, yeah. My friends let me cut his hair. That's gonna be fun. Um,
It's
yeah.
not Juggernaut again, is it?
No, no, no. It's not Judd's. That fool, I gave him a nice ass haircut. And here he goes and just shaves it off.
What? He was all excited about that day, that goofy guy.
Dude, the lighting was so bad. Oh my goodness. Right when after we stopped streaming and then we went in the sun because I had to leave. We went in the sun. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I should have done better. Like, his lighting is so bad. It's so.
No, I
I
said yeah,
was,
because I remember like just on the stream when you were playing the game, he just kept touching his hair. He's like, I like it. It looks so good.
as a friend, I'm like, yeah, I did a decent job. But the barber side of me was just like, you could have done better. Like, at this point, you just gave up because of the lighting was so bad. I was like, So I have two sides of me. I guess three sides of me now. When I'm streaming, and then me when I'm not streaming, and then me at work. My professional, I guess. My professional like persona, I guess if you want to call it. So it's just like those three sides of me always fight with each other. To be honest, it's like okay, but
I totally get it.
I've been just catching up with my streaming, working my butt off, and catching up on some anime. But yeah,
That's
it's
been your
always
week.
some. Always something new with anime. Be mindful, you know this. Every week.
Why did you have a new one you were gonna shout out?
I think I shouted this out a few times, but it's called My Happy Marriage. It's on Netflix. And it's
Okay.
good. It's really good. It's like set in the old like Japan like political marriage scene. And
Oh, okay.
I showed it to my friend over the past weekend, and he's like, "Dude, this is so good." I'm like, "And the guy's hot." I'm just saying. And the guy's hot in there. So yeah, I
Can't be an anime without a hot guy.
I'm really picky about my anime, so at least there'd be a few hot guys. If there's not a hot guy, the animation better be worth, be top tier.
And a few comments here I'm just going to read out. Tommy was just adding on to the Pokemon one, saying he caught all 151 Pokemon using that trick and still didn't get Mew. The Maurice was just saying that she loves Sims and Sims 2 cheat codes to invite Drew Carey to your house party. Drew Carey, what the hell? That is true. It's such a random like character to add to a game. That's so
That
weird.
is wild.
Yeah, like out of all the people to pick from. Joel Haven is the YouTuber's name that Tommy was talking about for Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh,
And the
is
rest.
he? I think I know that guy. He does the rotoscoping where he looks almost like a shell shaded person.
I'm not too sure. Tommy, if you're still on, buddy, let us know.
That's Tim.
Yeah,
He does great content. He did a lot for Stardew Valley. Oh, it was hilarious.
that game is crazy. I was saying that I think it was the Jimmy or Cat Trooper last time. I can't remember who. But anyway, we were talking about Stardew Valley, and I was like, I could never play that game. Like, I watched some of those streamers, and it's like insane. I don't know how they keep up with that shit. Like,
The
it looks like a
farm.
lot. Yeah, it's just like a lot going on. Like,
Well, this is my 700th pig over here, and I'm like, how do you know?
yeah. So true. So Sleepy, we were talking about video game myths. Say before I dive into the huge list here, I was wondering if you had any from your time playing. So we say that we're talking about, like I was saying, like way back in the day, you could play Tomb Raider, and there was a cheat code to apparently see her naked, which obviously wasn't true. Or like Duloc was saying there, Ocarina of Time, there was if you could catch the butterfly on your Dooku stick, you would get like a special item for that. There was in Pokemon, you can apparently catch Mew in the original Blue and Red, but it never happened. So yeah, just curious if you had any that you actually tried out or that you heard of that you thought were funny.
If I'm being completely honest, not really.
Oh, you avoid all of them? You lucky devil.
No, like I seen YouTubers, because back then I was more into YouTubers. When they would like play games, like I see what they do, right? Especially one YouTuber that I watched a lot constantly. He played something with Yandere. But like he did all the like Easter eggs. He did all the myths and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't really have any. I just watch other people do it. To be honest.
That'd be kind of cool to watch. Actually, people trying out the myths, like to actually like
Yeah.
achieve it, but then it not coming true. Like that's kind of neat.
Yeah, but for me to try personally is it's mainly like for now it's mainly Valorant. I see lineups and I'm like, ooh. I try to learn, but I can't do it. If you guys ever see me play Valorant, my whiffs are like my aim is just like non-existent.
Don't worry, that's me in every
No
FPS.
But yeah, I don't know. I like watching other people try it. Just like it's so much easier. I don't know. I'm lazy. So.
Jesse's just saying he won't be able to come on tonight, but I did think he had a comment, so I'll look back on the Discord afterwards to make sure I read out any comments he might have. Tommy, I'm really shocked. Did you really get Mew? I didn't think you could get Mew in Red and Blue. I didn't think he was available in that one. I thought like the 151 Pokemon you could get was Missing Gnome. Like I believe you. I honestly didn't think that was possible.
I think there was not to cut you off there, but I remember later on, Nintendo did do this thing where if you sent them, like actually mailed them your game cartridge, you could get to add Mew to your game. And they did the same thing, I think, with Celebi. I think is another one you had to do that for.
That's cool. Wow, I didn't know that.
I remember they ran something like that for a couple of them. I don't remember the Mew and the Celebi one. But then eventually they became part of the roster that you could eventually catch kind of on your own in later games. But you could have them.
That's a really cool little feature. Like I like that. That's like almost like I mean, completely different scenario. But another cool thing about Nintendo is like back in the day when you were playing Mario Party, right, and you messed up your hand on the N64 controller, you would just tell Nintendo that, and they would actually send you like a nice Nintendo glove to wear so that you don't have that happen again when you play Mario Party.
Something like that just really drives home how much they cared. You know, like how
exactly.
much passion they had.
Oh, you got hurt? Well, here you go. Have a professional glove.
There's a big Mario glove for you. Hey.
Yeah, here we go. So, anyways, I got these 30 for you. It's supposed to be a list of 20, which it actually said on there, but it turned out to be 30 different games. So, you know, if it's not one that we're all familiar with, I'll just go ahead and I'll skip it, but I'll try to cover the big ones on here. So the first one was GTA San Andreas. So it's hiding Bigfoot. So they give you like a little blurb here just to help you understand. So back in the day when the game was released, players, you know, would go online and they were like, "Hey, I spotted Bigfoot in the trees." So there was like this little secluded woods area that you could go to, and a lot of players claimed they saw Bigfoot in there. Obviously, Rockstar announced many times that this didn't exist, which is funny because for those who played Red Dead 1, eventually, when we got to that series, they actually did add the Bigfoot into it, and there was a whole quest line. And that quest line was, that quest line was like a thank you, you know, for all the hype and the excitement back in San Andreas for Bigfoot. So we did get our Bigfoot, but it actually wasn't in the original Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I never played that one, so I didn't get a chance to try that. I don't know if you guys played San Andreas or not. I was more of a Vice City guy myself. That was my go-to.
Yeah, I played a little San Andreas. I used to know Big Smoke's entire order. I know it's a bit, but I've completely forgot.
That's too good. Yeah, that's a good scene.
That
it's
was
always one of those like, yeah, like even the game itself was really cool. Like I remember I watched my girlfriend's sister play it because she was really obsessed with that game, and I like the whole concept too. I like the fact that, you know, if you ate too much, you got bigger. You have to work out. Yeah, like it has some really good ideas, I think, for a Grand Theft Auto game. Even like I think there was that gang control, I guess mechanic you want to call it, where like, you know, they could slowly like take over the map, where you'd have to fight back and get back your turf. That was kind of neat too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like I said, it was really interesting. Yeah, I just never had a chance to play it.
I think the body modification due to like what you do in the game is pretty cool. I know Fable did that. At least in Fable 2 they started, where if your actions just got to be so bad or so good, your character actually reflected that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was in Fable 1. It's funny you say that because there was actually those doors later on that you'd have to unlock. I think they're demon doors. And some of them were like, "Oh yeah, you know, you're too skinny. You got to put on some weights. You'd have to make your character all fat." And other ones like, "Oh, I want a real buff hero. You'd have to like, you know, work out or whatever, lose that weight and then look a certain way." And like you're right too. Like there were some that like, you know, I want a real evil person. I want a really good person. You'd have to work towards that. Fable went all out with that one. That was a good call. So the number 29 they had was the one I was talking about. So the Lara Croft reveal code. So way back in the day, the first Tomb Raider game, there was apparently a cheat code that you could type in, or a certain mechanic you'd have to do in the game to make Lara Croft become naked. So obviously, every horny teenage boy in the world has tried that one out at one point, which is really funny because if you've never seen the original Tomb Raider, please look at it. Like it is, it is the most pixelated thing in the entire world. And yeah, there
He's not
were
attractive.
yeah, we were all just drooling over it like it was ridiculous. Life before the internet got big, eh? Um, oh, it's nice. Yeah, they actually do say true or myth. All right, Tommy, you are actually 100% right. Because the next one is Pokemon Red and Blue Mew, and it does label as true. So the truth is surrounded by a myth. The origin tale that Mew is hiding under a van in Pokemon Blue and Red. The legend is thought to have started due to the fact that the van seems to serve no purpose. It isn't true. There's no way of finding Mew under the van. However, there are some other ways to capture the super rare Pokemon in the game. Very cool, Tommy. That is actually I did not know that. That's neat. Okay, so you could capture Mew in the first one. Um, that's cool. Oh, it's using several different glitches in the game. Okay, so kind of the same way I must have caught Missing Gnome then. That's really neat, my dude. Oh, I think Tommy actually answered it. Sorry. Yeah, you gotta fly the exact moment a trainer saw you. Fly wherever, crossing the Nugget Bridge. After doing that, guarantees a Mew encounter. Okay, so you did the same idea. You did a glitch to get it. That's cool. That's so cool.
The
Oh,
Pokemon games were just great. Like under the Missing No one, like you pointed out, and then then there was that one with like Pseudo Widow or something like that. It's a
oh
really
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Oh man, we were talking about it last time. Like it was just so ridiculous, like how big Pokemon Red and Blue got. Like to the point, like where my school had to like ban everything Pokemon because it was just like so out of control. I remember people actually like would go to the principal's office like crying, like, "Oh, you took my Pokemon and gave me a shitty one." Like the principal's like, well, "What do you want me to do?" Like,
It hurts. Yeah, I remember getting gypped in a trade. I wanted the
I
boy
remember.
adopt that I wanted to because he just now recently started getting into Pokemon. Oh, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead, buddy. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just saying that the boy is just now getting into Pokemon, and I told him like, don't get really mad when someone scams you in a trade, but don't freak out. But I remember vividly, yeah, like you're talking about, people would go to the principal's office and be like, "Hey, help me."
Yeah, right. It's just so funny. Oh my god. But I mean, like, you gotta think too. Like, it was good time because there was like nothing at all like Pokemon. I think leading up to that,
Oh yeah, not at
and then
all. Yeah.
yeah, and then afterwards, right? Yeah, Digimon, Monster Rancher, and all that. But yeah, it was crazy.
Oh,
Um,
Monster Rancher. I haven't thought about that game in forever.
sorry, Marie, what did you say? I'm still banning Pokemon 20 years later. Tell them about him almost getting into a fight, and my boss called me. Who's that? Was that you, Duloc, that happened to? Who you talking about, Maria? Marie, sorry. See, I did it again. Oh, and then Tommy is adding on to the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, talking about the hot coffee incident. I remember that one too. So that one was true as well. You could see the sex scene that happened in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. But I remember though, I don't think they showed you. I think it was still like just like a bed moving or whatever. But yeah, it was pretty raunchy, that one. Um, Oh, sorry, Maria said the rest here. So your old boy got sent to the office, and the office was my boss, and he called me at my school to tell me about my badass son. That's funny. Over Pokemon.
My son is a badass, I have to say.
um, So number 27 was this one is a myth, but Sonic was a playable character in Super Smash Bros. 64. I do remember something about 64. I don't remember being Sonic, but I mean, I could see that. I know there was quite a bit of rumors because was it there like there was a secret spot or something? I know there was something on the roster list. It looked like there was another character that should have been on there. But yeah, what they have here? Uh, To this day, I have no idea why this myth became so widespread. It somehow did. Across playgrounds everywhere, kids were swearing that they knew someone who unlocked Sonic. Back when Super Smash Bros. Was released, the relationship between Sega and Nintendo was very different. These days, yeah, Sonic is obviously on every platform. Needless to say, the rumor was fake, and it would almost be 10 years before we would see Sonic take on Mario. That's true, yeah, because now you do get Sonic in Smash Brothers. Yeah, I swear there was a different character they had back in the day. Um, oh, I do remember this one. This one is true actually. So that in GoldenEye 64, there was actually extra bonds that were available. Um, So in GoldenEye 64, players controlled James Bond. The rumors surrounding the All Bonds character being in the game began circulating, and many people tried to unlock them. This is both true and false. It wasn't possible to play as other versions of Bond, but the characters were originally going to be included in the game. Licensing issues, though, stopped this from happening. However, there was one image that on the screen would remain hidden, unless unlocked by a gamer code. Um, so yeah, it's still kind of, I mean, it's still not true that you could do it, but that is kind of neat. So at one point you could play as Sean Connery is what they're trying to say, or like any of the old James Bond actors. Uh, what's that, Tommy? People made Giga Bowser from Melee playable with mods. Oh, really? That's neat. Yeah, Melee's not too far away. I think there was that GameCube, I want to say. Let's see, what's our next one on here? Oh yeah, I remember this one. It is a myth, however. For those that played Sonic the Hedgehog 3, way back on the Genesis, there was a rumor going around that Michael Jackson made the music for the game. That one I remember. That was yeah, that was an interesting one. So how it all started was the myth was around Sonic 3 being released. That the story goes that Michael Jackson composed the music for Cap and Carnival Night Zones. He was also said to be involved with the end credits. And now this is where the rumor gets a little bit complicated. Some suggest Jackson was unhappy with the end product and asked for his name to be removed from the credits. Others suggested that Sega pulled the plug on naming the King of Pop due to the negative press surrounding him at the time. Despite previously working with Jackson on Michael Jackson's Moonwalker game, Sega has continued to deny involvement in Sonic 3.
It would be pretty cool if that was true, though.
I know, right? I do remember like people talking about that one on the playgrounds. Actually, that's too funny. Man, that would be kind of neat. That would be kind of a big, very interesting combination to put together. Sonic and Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect the combo, but I wouldn't be mad about it.
Exactly. For anyone who played Mortal Kombat, the other one was Mortal Kombat has a secret boss. This actually was true. So Mortal Kombat is an iconic game. Aside from the crazy finishing moves, it was known for having secret unlockable characters. However, back in the day, for the first game, the internet obviously wasn't the best at the time. So most people believe that there was this extra character was just a myth. However, very real. It dates back as far as the franchise itself, with a secret boss known as Reptile, the mysterious green ninja who pops up during fights, offering just enough clues to help you find him. I did that one too, so I can confirm that one is real. I did fight Reptile in the first game, and it was pretty badass when it happens.
That's pretty sweet. I played a lot of Mortal Kombat, but I had not heard about Reptile.
Yeah. Basically, on that one, he just looked like a green ninja because it was like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but he had a green outfit on.
Okay.
The next one, this one I do hear a lot of. I'm surprised they labeled it as a myth because I did think this one was true for some series. So I don't know if you guys have heard or not before, but there is apparently a Madden curse. So whoever appears on the Madden cover is destined to do bad that year in their season of football. So a little background is back in the early 2000s, EA began featuring NFL stars on the cover of Madden games. At first, stars were desperate to get on the covers as it raises your portfolio. The curse, that's what over the next few years, each player featured on the game was injured in the next season. Many would call this a coincidence, but often NFL players are notoriously superstitious, so they themselves would likely be the first to call this a curse. But yeah, apparently it wasn't true. It didn't happen to everyone that was featured. Um,
Well, you know, if it happened once, twice, that's a coincidence. If it happened on all of them, well,
I know. I'm actually kind of curious. I'll look that one up afterwards, and I'll post it on the YouTube version of this. But I do feel like it did happen with a few NFL stars. I want to say that, yeah, because I know it kind of sparked up from something. And then Tommy was just saying that, yeah, Reptile was exactly the same sprites as Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Which, Tommy, I don't know if you remember or not, but Jesse kind of blew our minds with that one last time. Speaking of sports and fighting games, but remember that most of these are all built up from the previous engine. So yeah, it would make sense that they would look the same. And then in the next game, it would be the exact same engine until they decide to change it over to the model it is now. But I know he blew my mind when he said that. I was like, damn, I never even thought of it that way. So if you have like a bug, in that first fighting game, that bug's going to be grandfathered in for every other fighting game until they swap the engine over, which I never really
they make
thought
a
of.
joke about Bethesda all the time. I was like, oh, it's a Bethesda game because the bugs just get carried over every time.
Yeah, right. Like I don't know, it seems so like logical, but I was like, damn, I never even thought of it that way, and it like made sense for like sports games and all the other ones. There was actually one we posted afterwards because Madden, but again, I think it was 2019. They forgot to change their signs for the 2020 version. So if you looked on the main playing field, it all said the right year. But if you looked in the crowds, the signs all said 2019.
Oh, that was a funny one, I bet. You saw that in
Um,
game, you'd be like, wait a minute.
yeah, exactly. The other one that was pretty big, and I know I fell victim to this and definitely wasted way too many hours in Final Fantasy. Was in Final Fantasy VII, you could save Aerith. Um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, right. So obviously you can't. She's gonna
No.
die. But there was so many strategies. I remember that people had like, yeah, you just gotta do this and this and this, and it'll work out. And yeah, it just never did. um,
That story, that myth there tied into like probably a weird sort of reoccurrence in a game that I played. I called Analog a Hate Story.
ooh,
It's a visual novel, and as you kind of go through it, you make a lot of different decisions about an AI core that you happen to find, and another one which is a security core that you happen to find, and they're all personified as like chibis, right? Like a Japanese anime style.
okay.
And one of the achievements that no one in the game has is level 4 revived materia. And that ties back to Eris because that was one of the things you said you had to go find the level 4 revived materia and you could save it. It doesn't exist in the game. There's no way to save
Oh, that's so clever.
it. And I was like, oh, when it clicked, I was like, no, that got me. That got me.
That's good, yeah. Oh, see, like the touch on what you were saying there, Sleepy. Like that's what I love on games or even shows, or whatever. Like do those little Easter eggs, like those little thank yous, or whatever, to other games or other shows. I don't know. It always gives me I always get like a good chuckle out of those. um, Tommy was just adding on. He was just saying, yeah, I would like to see Reptile in Mortal Kombat 2 or 3 with Scorpion or Sub-Zero's moves instead of acid moves. Yeah, that was his thing, right, Tommy? He did acid. Not the drug, but he did, he did acid
You get it too,
attacks. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what those ninjas were doing. Um, the other one they had listed here was Majora's Mask, Ben Save. This was a myth. Okay, that one I'm not too familiar with because I only played a little bit of Majora's Mask. So the rumor behind it was there was a blank. Okay, sorry. The myth involves a story about a blank cartridge which had Majora's Mask scrawled on pen. Oh, I think I heard this one.
Ooh.
When the finder opened the game, yeah, the save file was named Ben. He began a new game but noticed all the characters kept referring to him as Ben, despite him not touching the save. He erased the mysterious Ben save to try and fix this, but then apparently the whole thing just got weird. The legend has it that the music played backwards and other creepy things would happen, including the restoration of Ben's save. This creepy legend turns out to be false. I do remember that one now. Yeah.
That's
It
like a
was
real creepy pasta.
yes, that's exactly what it was from. Just those creepy pastas. Um, always the other really big one they had, Slender Man, right? Like they would actually like come true, they would attack you and stuff.
Well, see, the Slender Man thing was always kind of crazy because I mean, it originated something awful forums like forever ago, right?
Yeah,
And then the internet just latched onto it like nothing else. It was just like it was a throwaway contest on an image board forever ago, and then somebody got it turned into a phenomenon that's now part of like the cultural zeitgeist. It's wild to me.
it is. It is really crazy, eh? I still can't believe there's a movie of, of Slender Man.
No, right?
The game was great. I'm not gonna lie. I did really enjoy the game. It's one of those few horror games that I can actually play.
I remember the 8 pages, even though it was all pics, it still spooked me. I mean, it had that terrible jump moment.
Oh, it was so good, eh? That was the one I played, the 8 pages. It was just that hype, right? As you slowly collected every page, you started to see him a little more and more, and it was always that fear that he was gonna corner you.
You don't know when. That's what gets you.
Yeah. Did you ever do the crazy little like I guess it was kind of like a cheat code or whatever, a glitch that you would do at the very beginning? I think it had something to do with the child's poster you would touch, and basically you the game restarts, and then you get to say start game, and it takes you like in a totally different atmosphere. So you start off on the house again, but this time things are glitching in and out. The child's poster's flashing on you. It says, "Why can't you find me?" Like it gets really creepy. It was a little
No,
Easter egg
yeah,
they threw.
no, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a try. It's nice because you literally just start the game and you just do the little tactic that they want you to do at the very start, and then yeah, you can enjoy that. Obviously, you can't save or anything during those points, or that it's just like a one time run through. But it's really neat.
That is really neat. I like when there's like certain moves that you can do in games, and I don't know what they're called. They're not called cheat codes anymore, but like if you do a certain pattern, you can unlock something unique there. Like I think Black Ops One had it where if you were in the chair, if you hit your triggers a certain number of times, you could bust out and then go play Zork on the computer in there.
That's cool. Oh wow. Okay, I kind of want to try that.
I remember when I
I
figured that out, it was wild. I was like, am I actually in the menu screen? What's going on?
see, like, yeah, I wish they'd bring back like not cheat codes, but like you said, like just those little in-game mechanics, because they were
Yeah.
a lot of fun. They were just a lot of fun to fool around with, and you felt like a badass. Eh? Like when you actually figured it out, you're like, oh wow,
Oh yeah. It's like when you get down like you're playing Street Fighter and you get the move set down perfect and you make that special happen. Oh, feels just right.
oh, so true, so true. Um, Tom he says he blames PewDiePie for making Slenderman so popular. That's true. He was a big influencer on that one. I want to
Man,
say
old PewDiePie.
who is the other guy there? Markiplier or whatever. I know he played
Mm.
that one quite a bit.
Yeah, him and John Wolf, I think, played a lot of Slender Man.
Yeah, yeah. That was those were good times watching those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Um, that's funny. And yet, Gems of War. Oh, yeah, Gems of War is notorious for having weird glitches. Um, I almost forgot about playing Zork on Black Ops. Oh, so Tommy did it too.
But man, when that happened, it blew my mind. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
The next one they had on here was for Fallout 3, which is
Ooh,
kind of neat. I didn't know Fallout 3 had one. So this one was a myth, unfortunately, but Fallout 3 can predict the future. So this myth stated that the Bethesda's Fallout 3 actually predicted the Deepwater Horizon oil rig disaster within the game. As you play Fallout 3, the in-game radio picks up pop songs, mission briefs, and more, and it occasionally broadcasts what are said to be a series of numbers in the Geist of Morse code. through the Pip-Boy, the rumor was that this was the code which predicted the day and the hour of the disaster. Unsurprisingly, though, there is no secret code.
Oh,
I know. It was one of those things
what
like,
a
okay.
horrible coincidence, though, if that was true.
I know. Eh? I feel like the Simpsons. They always seem to guess everything.
I do love that. And it's like 1,000 monkeys, 1,000 typewriters. Eventually, they're going to get it right as many times as they keep doing it, right?
Yeah, you see, like I was saying that earlier in the stream. Like, I don't know how you feel about the show, but like I'm really surprised. Like, The Simpsons has run as long as it has. Family Guy's, I think Family Guy did get not canceled, but stopped for a little bit, and then it
Mm.
went again. But I am surprised that Futurama does not make it longer than what it has. Like, I'm surprised it's had what, maybe 2 cancellations at this point.
Oh no, they've had more than 2. I think every finale, quote unquote, is like a cancellation.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like I
I
have to
think
look
it's
more
been
into
like
it.
4 or something crazy like that.
Like I have to look more into it, but I'm just like I'm surprised. 'Cause I'm rewatching the show, like I was saying, like back from episode 1, right? And like it's funny, like it's so good. Like you go back to Family Guy episode 1 or Simpsons, and like I know they're older shows, so like they've had a little mileage on them.
Yeah.
But it's like it's nothing. It's like nothing compared to that first episode of Futurama. Like it's still funny. The jokes are still witty. The
Hmm.
characters are still as relatable as they are now. Like really, all that's changed is just the animation style. Like it's just it's nicer now, obviously, because they've had a bigger budget and stuff like that.
Well, see, and
But
here's
yeah, like
something that blew my mind. I cut you off. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. What blew your mind?
When the guys that made Futurama, they went on to make another show, and I'm pretty sure it's guys made Futurama. I might be wrong, but I'm fairly sure, like 100% almost, that it was Disenchantment on Netflix.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
And I can't believe that didn't take off. I watched the first season of that and was in love. And I thought the humor was ringing perfect. It was crazy to me that nobody talks about.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, because I was talking to JW Jesse about that one as well. He's with you. He liked that show as well. I think he said the same thing. Like after season 2, he kind of just like I guess he fell off, but like not on purpose, right? But yeah, it was just like the lack of hype and
Yeah,
I guess the
it's like,
wait between seasons.
yeah, the wait really kills it. Like, because they'll end on cliffhangers, and you got a lot of hype for it, and then it just goes on and on and on.
It is true though. I do remember when they announced that show, I got really excited. I was like, "All right," because
Yeah.
Futurama was obviously gone at that point. So I was like, "Okay, so we got something new going here." And I'm a big sucker for medieval times. Like I love that whole any kind of show, video game, doesn't matter if it's set in that time frame. I'm happy.
Oh yeah, same. Like I think my love for it really sparked that old movie Dragonheart, if you remember
Oh
that.
yes.
And then after that, I was a diehard medievals guy. Like I fell into fantasy hard.
Funny enough, that actually used to be one of our movies we'd watch in school. You know, when they'd bring in like the TV stand there on the wheels.
Oh,
It was either
Dragonheart,
that.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. We got to watch that one in art class. It was either that one or Jurassic Park. Those are usually always one of the 2 movies that we had to watch.
See, I would have. All we got was Remember the Titans and
Oh yeah,
Radio for a little while there.
yeah.
That's
I remember
it.
the
Period.
titles. Yeah, we had some pretty cool teachers during high school. It was pretty neat. um, Sorry, Tommy was just adding on there. I like when Bender's trying to be a god to a bunch of tiny people on him, and he's stranded in space. Yes, I remember that one. That was good.
That episode is great.
um,
I
yeah,
remember when that little guy looks at him and says, "Please do something, anything."
he just keeps making it worse.
So sad.
I was gonna say the reason why I was bringing up Futurama earlier though is if you guys don't know, there's a couple of new episodes on Disney Plus to get caught up on. I thought like they make it sound like there was a whole bunch. It was like literally like 2 episodes. I was like, okay, well at least it's something.
Oh. Yeah, I know they put the whole. I thought there was a whole new season on Hulu.
Oh, well maybe. I just know because I only have Disney Plus, so when I looked at
Oh,
that one, I only saw 2 episodes. Maybe
yeah, I
they're adding
think
it
so.
something.
Now, I'm pretty sure there's a because that's actually one of the reasons me and the little guy has been watching. We're back. We're still at season 1. We're only on like episode 3, but
Oh,
I'm trying to get him to
nice.
go through all the way. Yeah, so he really jives a lot with Bender, of course, a fan favorite. So I'm hoping that this is something he gets into because he watches a whole lot of YouTube and not a lot of stuff with plot.
Is Bender also one of your favorites, or did you have a different character you liked?
Oh, I am so so I like to joke that I'm the consummate failure. So of course my favorite character is Fry.
Nice.
He's basically your animal. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got you.
I like Fry though. He's got that like nice little innocent humor to him.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I know he's a big screw up, right? But there's like a good quality to him. Like he's definitely a good guy.
He's in deep down he's great and then surrounded by just a ball of failure. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got you.
Exactly. I have to say though, hands down, my favorite is oh my god, I can't believe you draw a blank right now. The captain, the space captain,
Oh, Zap
Zach
Brannigan.
Brannigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach Brannigan. Yeah, he's so funny. Always makes me laugh. I love how ridiculous he is every time he appears.
My wife used to get so mad at me because I would say the word velour so salaciously, like he says it. And I was like, "Do you have my velour track pants here?"
That's too good.
Oh, it was great.
Sleepy, I don't know. Did you have any Futurama shoutouts while we're on this subject?
I only seen a few episodes of Futurama,
Oh,
but for
Sleepy, that
sure,
hurts.
I don't know. Futurama is for me personally is not my type of vibe, but it is really funny though.
I get
Um,
you. I get you.
I would say
Hey,
Bender. I would say Bender and Fry would be probably be my main two. Um,
They're excellent choices.
yeah, cause
classic
like
duo.
Bender has that. I don't know. It's just me, but Bender kind of has that adult feel. Like we're all adults here, but like I don't know. It's just a sense of humor. I do very like. I want him as my friend. Like honestly.
Totally.
I
Yep.
got
No,
you. Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Just I actually have a friend similar to like Bender's personality, and it's such a good vibe.
You are lucky to have that friend.
Yeah, he's great. I love him. He's my best friend. But sometimes I'm just like is that type of best friend that where you love them, right? But yet at some
But there's a
point in
little
your
hate there
friendship,
too.
yeah, it's like some point you just like you look at him like I just want to slap you.
It's like you deserve it too.
Cause like he's an amazing guy. He's an amazing guy. He's really chill. But the choices he make, I just look at him and I say I want to slap you sometimes. Because of the poor choices he make, especially in women. So I'm just like, oh my god.
I think everybody knows
So,
somebody that makes those kind of falls. It's like, wait a minute.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, he's 26. He's slightly older than I am, but it's just like the women he goes for is they're slightly older, early 30s.
Okay.
Because people around our age is not that mature enough, I would say, or like partying all the time. But it's just like the poor choices he made, for those women who are slightly older is just very disappointing.
I
I don't
gotcha.
know. From what he describes me when what he tells me about them, because I don't know them personally, but from what he tells me, it's just like, so you're in your early 30s, but you're acting like you're 21, stuff like this, simple stuff like that, and it's like,
No, I know a lot of people that do that too. I think when you hit the big 30, it gets spooky. and you kind of want to go backwards a bit so you act real like you were younger, but it's
Yeah,
not quite appropriate anymore.
no, I'm 23. I'm turning 24 in October, and just I have a cousin who I call her my cousin, but we're more like childhood friends. She's 21, and she likes to remind me. She's like, "Oh my God, you're turning 24 this year. Oh my God, then next year you're gonna be 25, and after that, 5 years go by, hit your 30s." I'm like, "Bro, stop." My dad is like, I'm just like, can I enjoy the moment right now in peace, please? But no, I have old friends, acquaintances now that they still act like they're 16 and we're in school. The old school drama. I'm just like, bro.
I say it never goes away. Like I'm 35, and I've been numerous jobs in and out of different options, and the cliques they're always the same. And I'm just like, this is just high school again.
Yeah, it's just um, I had a friend in high school who would date friends which within the same friend group, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And it's just like it would just cause drama in our little friend group, and I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? Like she would date a guy in our friend group, and then she would date that guy's friend, and then so on. I'm like, dude,
Oh, just
chill.
work through it.
Yeah, that's the best way that's the best terminology I could put into the sense. But
Well, Sophie, some people go into a buffet and they're like, "I want that," and some people go in there like, "I want everything on this plate."
you know, uh, you I high respect for my friends, but for me, as especially not only as a friend, but also like as a girl too, as a woman now, as a woman, I wouldn't go for my friends that consider my best friend my brother. It's just and then go after their friends. Like, no, that's a no. That's a no. Thanks for me.
I totally get you. That's a little messy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know a few women like that, and just like you're just causing unnecessary drama.
Tommy
But
agrees with you too. He's saying true friendships, I think, can only be earned through some bad times, and that's very true. If you can make it through something, you're probably going to be destined to be friends. What do they always say? If you can last, was it 5 years? That's going to be a friend for life.
I'm my best friend, which I'm a godmom to her son now.
Aww.
Yeah, he's a little 4-year-old. He's so cute. I miss him a lot though. Every time, oh, he's so cute. Every time they came to visit, and she would tell me. And then every time he sees me, he's 4 years old. He's turning 5 this month actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he's a little bit on the spectrum. Um, but every time he sees me, he's just like, he has labels for everyone. So he has labels for his other aunties and uncles. But even when my best friend, she calls me on the phone, he calls me auntie. So every time she's on the
Aww,
phone,
that's
or
cute.
yeah, and every time she calls me on the phone or FaceTime, and he recognized me by my voice, and he was like, "Is that auntie? It's auntie." He's like, "Is that auntie?" My best friend's like, "Yeah." And he literally yeets the phone from her like, "Hi, auntie." I'm like, "Oh my God." I was like, he's like, "I miss you," and then like he would kiss the phone. I'm like, oh my God.
That's so sweet. Honestly,
Yeah.
like, I can't wait to have a kid. Only reason why is I'm just so excited to either dress them up in a little tuxedo or like a little dress. Like, I think that's the cutest crap in the whole wide world. Like, I love that.
I
We're just
would love to have a kid, but I have two nieces already. and they bring me back into the real world on why I don't want to have a kid. Like, it's a love-hate relationship right now.
I totally get it. Like, yeah, that's all I want. I just want to dress them up and like, okay, I'm done. That's my
Yeah.
experience.
Like I don't know if you want to experience. I will happy ship one of my niece to you. I would gladly ship one of them to you. But I don't know, Mindful, you were actually on my stream when I had my little niece, Athena, say hi and bye to you guys.
Yeah, I remember that. That was cute.
Yeah, and she it's so funny because after I end stream, she's like, "Can I play?" Like I was playing Valor, and she's like, "Can I play?" I'm like, I think you're a bit too young. like stay innocent. But no, she's
I'd
really
always be
cute.
scared. I'd
I
be
would
scared to
love to
try
give
that
her
and watch me
cousins.
better.
I would love to give her cousins, but at the same time, her little sister is great. Her little sister, actually, her little sister is very antisocial, very independent as well. Or her, on the other hand, is just sassy and complete drama queen. And it's just like,
Oh,
yeah, she kind of reels me back why I should not have it right now. Maybe in the future, once I'm more, have my own place and not living with my mother. But once I actually have my own
that's
place and
true, eh? You
financially
got a lot on
stable,
your plate as it is. I get it.
yeah, and it's just my siblings agree too. They're like, you should not have a kid yet. I'm like, we all agree I should not have a kid right now.
I mean, honestly,
But
that's smart. I mean, not to cut you off, I'm going to say
sure.
that being in the right place and not just being mentally prepared, but being like financially secure enough to have a kid is so
I,
important.
I
Like I used to work.
honestly, but
No, you're fine.
honestly, I don't think no one's ever fully prepared to have a kid.
Agreed. Agreed.
I
But
I
you should kind of go into it.
I
I
agree,
don't.
though. There's a big difference to having like $5 in your bank account and having a little bit of a savings. Like that's kind of how me and Shan are viewing it too,
Yeah.
right? Like we want to wait till we're a little more financially stable before we consider that stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait for you and Cheyenne to have a kid. Oh my god, it'll be so cute.
Yeah. Thank you.
I told Jimmy this too, because Jimmy's about to be a dad. I'm like, dude, I'm
I
so
know.
excited. Oh,
And he's so sly, eh? Like the way he just kind of brought into a conversation one day. I was like, wait, what did you just say? He's
yeah.
like, yeah, she
Look
just went
better
for
than
ultrasound.
Yeah, no. I, I was on Discord just to catch up with Jimmy and everything, because everyone been so busy, and then I forgot what we were talking about, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to be a dad." I'm like, "Wait," and then he goes on talk something, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, "Wait," I was like, "Wait, bring it back." What?
It was like when we first started talking. Like I always felt like he was like by himself, right? Because he's the way he made it sound. And then like one day he was like my girlfriend and me, and I was like, wait a minute, you have a girlfriend? I was like, man, this whole time I felt bad for you. I thought you were just this lonely guy like in the countryside all by himself. He's like, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, no. At first, he was like, "Oh yeah, I have a roommate." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, makes sense, right?" And all of a sudden, he didn't even tell me he had a girlfriend. He's like, "Oh yeah, my fiance." I'm like, "Wait, fiance? What?"
I know, he's so funny. He's so focused on video games.
I know, but that's why he's my bestie. I love Jimmy. He's my bestie. Well, I love everyone in the community,
I totally get you.
but yeah,
Oh, okay. No worries, Dulac. It was really nice talking to you too, buddy. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. I hope your dinner goes
you.
good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it was really nice having a chat here, and it was nice meeting you as well, Sleepy.
you too. You too. You too.
And you guys have a good one.
You too.
You too now. And then Marie was just adding on saying that she got her kid into a tux just once, and that was apparently a struggle. I could totally understand that. I know my mom definitely wanted to wring my neck when she tried. I think I have one photo where I'm like in a little suit. And she's like, "Yeah, that was one time only."
Yeah, it's just kids are funny. Kids are hilarious.
Aren't they? And then they say the funniest stuff too sometimes. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, they're a pain in the butt, but you love them.
Oh yeah, sorry. So I had a few more here. I'll just read out to you guys. So the next one was the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. So there was a myth that you could collect the Triforce. So basically, within the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, there's a Triforce. This was bring all the power. The myth was that you could obtain and attainable appears to have begun from the expectation that the inventory screen has a place for it, which I do remember. So in your inventory screen, there looked like there was a place for the Triforce. There was an instance of players claiming to have laid their hands on it, but screenshots they provided were quickly dismissed as fakes. The Triforce is not an unlockable item in the game, which makes sense. But I do remember that one, um, like blowing up because again, remember, like we're talking N64, we're still talking very early stages of the internet where you really couldn't find like accurate data on things. That's for damn sure.
That's true.
Um,
That's true.
yeah, I always like I said like you think of like even movies like the Blair Witch Project, like they all came out at a great time. Now again, I don't know if this is a myth or this actually was true, but I think the rumor at the time was during the Blair Witch is after that movie came out, they paid the actors and actresses to actually hide away, just to kind of build up more hype for that movie. Because at the end, right, you didn't know. Like, again, you could just Google it. You had to like talk with your friends and like did that actually happen? Are they actually dead? And there was no articles to get a hold of unless you were willing to do some real intense research at the library. So yeah, I always say that was a great time for those kind of things.
Yeah, they did have a way to build up that tension or suspense for it.
Yeah. The other one that did a really good job, like a modern one, I would say was Paranormal Activity. That one also
Yeah.
had a lot of talk behind it after everyone watched the movie.
The you know, I don't know if you watch like movies or shows that has like that saying like with the based on a true story or like based on like what actually happened.
Yep.
But I always wondered like, did that actually truly happen, or is it like, are you just saying that to get people more intrigued in whatever you're trying to show, you know?
Yeah. And then, what was it? I think as my mom told me, is like when they say that too, like it's kind of like just a play on words. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, some of these events are true in the story, but it's like a very small part of that truth. And then they just kind of, branch off from that. So yeah, I get what you mean. Like it's hard to
Yes,
know.
because like I don't know if you guys watch, but like Criminal Minds, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if it's fact or it's just a theory, but so with Criminal Minds, right? My it what my cousin told me, it was like based on actual um cases, but they did a tourist. It's a show. They did their own modern way of, happy ending basically.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's true or it's just a theory, but certainly got me intrigued in the show.
That show is so good. Like so good. I love Criminal Minds. Um the other one they had was so way back in the day when you played the original Diablo, there was a rumor that there was a secret cow level. That wasn't true, but in Diablo 2, um, the rumor finally did come true. So there was a way to access the cow level. So I think they have it on here. Yeah, so the first Diablo game, it was said that if you keep clicking on the cows, you would unlock a secret cow level, which wasn't true. However, in Diablo 2, they actually added this feature, so you can now access cow level through a random ritual, which you complete in the game once you've actually beat the entire game. So once you beat the whole game, you can go back to the original town and then do the ritual to open this level. So again, like a little Easter egg for those that played the original game. Uh, like I said, some of these are games that no one heard of. Okay, here's another one. Um, Atari. This one I remember it was talked about. Released ET way, way, way back in the day. And apparently it just did so bad, right? They had to pull this cartridge off the market. And it was said that they buried them somewhere in the desert. And this one's actually true. Atari did bury games in the desert. The bizarre myth told the story of how in 1983, Atari burned thousands of unsold copies of E.T. and Pac-Man in a New Mexico landfill. Both games were panned by critics, and overproduction meant Atari was left with thousands of unsold copies. It is said to be. Oh, yeah, okay. For years, the rumor flew. It wasn't until 2014 that they proved to be true when several companies, including Fuel Industries, sorry, and Microsoft came together to evaluate the site and recover around 1,300 cartridges in the documentary Atari Game Over. That's really funny that they just threw them in the Mexico landfill. Wow. Um, Oh, okay, this is a good one too. So another myth was obviously if you were on a PlayStation or any of the gaming consoles that had a disc, at one point you probably got a scratch on them. So there was a myth that banana peels or toothpaste could actually fix your gaming disc, which obviously is not true. Um, I think yeah, is it you had to smear toothpaste onto the discs, or cleaning it with perfume, or wiping it with a banana peel would cure all the damage onto a disc. There was also even rumors that peanut butter would also solve your problems. Like man, the dumb things we did. I was smart enough though. I ended up getting one of these. I think they called them game disc doctors, and you basically just put on this little stand, spin it around with the dial, and it would actually fix the CD. The only bad thing with it, I remember, is that you could tell it's been fixed because it would completely change the pattern on the disc itself. But it did work; like it was fine. It just yeah, if you wanted to like resell it, people would know you've tampered with the original disc. Um, the other big one was Sonic the Hedgehog. Dr. Robotnik, the bad guy in the game, was actually supposed to be a hero, and this one's true. Rumors that Dr. Robotnik was supposed to be a hero may sound far fetched, but they're actually true. Back when Sega was creating the now iconic Sonic the Hedgehog, they designed several other characters in their quest for the hero, and Dr. Robotnik was one of them. Many of the team grew to love him, and when Sonic was chosen, they didn't want to just scrap Dr. Robotnik, so they reworked it so that Dr. Robotnik could be his archenemy. That's really cool. um, Number six, this is definitely one I did quite often. Myth: blowing on Nintendo cartridges fixes them. Okay, I'm gonna say that's true. I don't give a crap. Like I have had so many N64 games work after doing that, or regular Nintendo games, but I'll still read the little blurb they have. So anyone who gamed in the '90s most likely heard of this and tried it out. The idea was that if the game didn't work, you blew the dust out of the cartridge and tried to make it work. Basically, it was the console equivalent of turning it off and on again. In reality, blowing did nothing to help you. You were actually just giving the cartridge another chance to line up the pins correctly. Blowing into the game cartridge would actually cause damage to the pins, and in fact, a warranty against them. Oh wow! In fact, there was a warranty against doing this on the back of many of them. I have to check that out. I did not realize that. That's too funny.
I didn't
I've never
realize that
noticed.
either because I used to do that all the time to like.
Yeah, right. Marie made a comment too with that one, saying that the spit particles too, which I do remember they would say, yeah, like like I don't know, I'd be like, oh, I'm blowing dry air, like I'm not spitting, but like yeah, I get it. There's always molecules that would fly in there with it too.
Oh yeah, it's the same way when you talk. You don't see or like feel you like spitting, but you kind of are when you're talking to people.
That's true. Okay, nothing is the worst. Like I'm like this is the kind of weirdo I am, right? Like if you do something weird, like like spit on me by accident, I will just let you keep talking, and I will do everything in my power to like not react and just be like, yeah, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I'm just gonna wipe it away, pretend it didn't happen. Um, you know, but like, oh, we have this one guy at work. He sometimes volunteers. He comes in, right, and every once in a while he does it, and like I know he's just so pumped and talking away, and I just have to like just kind of casually wipe it away. But in my head, I'm like, ah, you spit on me, you bastard.
You know, I don't know. I don't know what's more. I don't want to say gross, but like, honestly, I think sweat is kind of the worst part for me because like some people have really, I wouldn't say bad hygiene, but like, you know, I don't want to say it out there, but like, and it's just like because I had people to come in and they're like, oh, I just got off the gym. I'm like, yeah, no worries, and I touched, and then like, I'm a barber, so I cut the hair,
Oh,
and the hair's
yeah.
all greasy. I'm like, like you said, I tried my best not to react, um, but yeah, I'm just like, yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know. I find sweat kind of more gross. Even when I sweat, when it's super, especially it gets hot here in Cali. Um, I'm just like, I'm always like self-conscious about that.
It's funny you said that too, because I was just watching a podcast. Now it got a little gross because they're two comedians, right? Um, but they had that question on there, like, what is the grossest thing that someone could like put onto you, right? So, funny enough, they didn't mention sweat, and like now I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, sweat's kind of nasty. Like, I don't know if I want that, but like if someone sneezed on you, spit on you, puked on you, whatever it was, like whatever you got on you, like would be the grossest thing. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, not to
Yeah.
get in that topic, but I'm just thinking. I was like, sweat is really nasty. Like, just like obviously not the gross stuff, right? But like the basic things, like if someone sneezed or spit or sweat on you, I would definitely think sweat would be the grossest thing. Like snot's pretty gross, but I feel like
Yeah.
I would be more grossed out. I'd be like,
Uh,
oh,
it's sweat mixed in with like if your hair's greasy, especially personally as a barber, I might jack I might drenching that with water. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm just like,
just slowly dunks him into the sink. We're just gonna do this first.
or it's just like I had I had older clients who, they would come to a barbershop after working after working working in their yard, their backyard or whatever. They come in and you just see like all this dirt and the leaf. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, please. I'm like, all right.
I totally get that. Oh, 3M says his is he hates it when someone comes near you and starts talking and then you can smell the bad breath. Like someone comes over your shoulder and stuff. That would be pretty hard to deal with too.
Honestly, I had that experience. Yet again, I'm a barber, so I'm like up and close to know with people all the time.
That's true, eh? Like you get to see the dirty ears and everything. Like, oh,
I it's kind of hard not to react, but like in a professional setting, you kind of don't you kind of can't react, you know.
I get so paranoid going there because of all this stuff, right? So like, I'll make sure my nose is clean. I'll make sure my ears are clean, like before I go. Like I'm all usually done up. They usually have a good laugh. My hairdresser does my hair. She's always like, "Oh, I see you showered." It's like, yeah, you damn right I did. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna come.
you yeah, your barbers or your stylist to definitely tell when you need to like take a shower, because like I don't even I could tell, I don't know, it's because I'm in this profession as well, but like their hair would be still like wet. I'm like, I wouldn't ask them, but like, oh yeah, I took a shower before I came here. I'm like, but you're getting a haircut? and then you just don't go home shower. I'm like, I mean, thanks, but like you're just gonna go home and shower again anyway. So you wasting water.
It's like I didn't want to make this hard on either one of us.
Yeah, no, it's because yet again, I live in California, and I'm pretty sure everyone outside of California is hearing, all the chaos here. But it's if you do it, that's cool. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't get your haircut, you don't have to go home and shower again anyways. So.
I totally get it. Yeah, that's a good point. 3M's adding on too, said he always took a shower before he going to the barber. And 3M, I would totally just walk away at that point. If you smell bad breath, just be like, you know what, I gotta go this away, and you gotta go that away.
See, that's why I always have gum on me. So like when
Oh, same.
especially when like you're done eating,
Like a mint or something.
I have gum. I literally have gum on like the gum pads on my station. So just like I just eat it while before I tell the client to sit on my chair.
See that casual, like, would you like a stick of gum, sir?
I feel like a lot of people would take that's a very sensitive topic.
It is. It is. I always try to just do it very casually. If I feel like someone needs a piece, I'm like, oh, I can really use some gum. Hey, you want some gum too?
Yeah, no, I do that, when I have people in my car and we finish eating, like, and I have mints, I have and I'm like I'll just have one and I offer it, just in case I don't want any, but sometimes people take that as insult. So
I totally get it though, especially like if you're in a small little car like that. Like, no matter what you're eating, right? That smell's gonna be in there.
yeah, I drive a Toyota, so it's it's a kind of semi-small car, so it's just like yeah. I'm not trying to be awkward, but here, do you want a minute?
um, I was gonna say there, 3M. If you want to, the topic of discussion was myths in gaming. So we're just kind of going over a quick little list here. So for example, way back in the day, there was Pokemon Red and Blue. You could capture Mew. There was, like I said, Lara Croft. You could see her naked in the first game. There's a whole bunch we've gone over now at this point. Or Final Fantasy VII, you could save Aerith. So if there's any you had or any you tried, feel free to shout them out. We were just talking about blowing into cartridges. That's a myth. Okay, here's one. This one actually turned out to be true, which is really cool because it added a little bit of extra value to the game. But way back in the day, they said that if you played the Super Mario 64 game, you could meet Yoshi on the rooftop. This actually turned out to be true. So there are two myths about this game. The first was that Luigi was a playable character if you collected all 2,041 coins in the game. This came about due to a statue in the game being engraved with L is real 2041. The story was totally fabricated, although it didn't stop gamers from trying. However, there was another myth that turned out to be true, was that if you collected all 120 stars in the game, then Yoshi would greet you on the roof. Many people doubted this for years, but there was a glorious screenshot to prove this Easter egg actually existed, and I do remember seeing that one. So yeah, that was kind of cool, but I would never be able to collect all 120 stars. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That game was freaking hard to collect stars in. I suck at platformers though, so that probably wasn't a big help. Okay, that one's the older game. We're on the final bit here. So the last two I'll read out because this one's kind of cool for the PC gamers. So there was a myth that Alt and F4 is the shortcut for everything, but this turned out to be a myth. So this one is more of a troll than a myth. is a legend enough to feel it's justified to be included. So back in the day, with online multiplayer PC gaming was new, Alt and F4 trolling was at a peak. If you ever asked a question in chat, you could expect someone to offer this suggestion. Um, Hinting these magic keys would solve whatever your problem is. Can't bring up the map? Alt and F4. Don't know how to swap your weapon? Alt and F4. Many people would ignore these requests, but every so often you'd see these words, and everyone longed for the new player quit. Yeah. That's too funny. That's so evil, actually.
Honestly, you see a lot of people doing that in Valorant.
Really? What a
They
bunch
don't
of
like.
dicks.
They don't like. They don't like them out. Alt S4. they They're getting mad because you're losing. They Alt F4.
You know what? Like I'm so gullible. I probably would have fallen for that too back in the day.
Honestly, I would have to if I'm not gonna lie. I would have to.
Oh, that's a good one. The last one is a perfect one for little Jimmy, but he's not here. It's Resident Evil 2. So this one's actually true. Resident Evil 2 has a hidden secret involving Rebecca Chambers. As many as as with many others, this truth also has a myth surrounding it. The original story is that the youngest member of STARS, Rebecca Chambers, is a playable character. This is a total fabrication, as Rebecca did not become a playable until Resident Evil 0 4 years later. What is true, however, is that she does appear in the game as a random Easter egg. Players trying to unlock the minigame in which she was playable discovered a secret. If you search Albert Wesker's desk in a massive if you search Albert Wesker's desk a massive 50 times, then you'll find a photo of Rebecca in a Raccoon City PD basketball uniform. See, I have to play the game to even know who Rebecca Chambers is, but I'm
That's
sure.
actually really cool. Cause I don't think it comes up. I think she comes up later on in the game, right? For Resident Evil.
Yeah, so they're saying that she wasn't a playable character until Resident Evil 0, but yeah, I'm not sure which. I guess Resident Evil 1 maybe she was mentioned or talked about.
Cause
Um,
I don't know. I didn't I didn't really play all the Resident Evil games. I only like play like six. Um and then I think that my friend tried to make me play the earlier Resident Evil games, but like the anti-sits first. And so that all messed up the controls.
oh yeah, it's so yeah. Number 4, I was playing on my birthday stream, and that was really hard to control. But I did promise Jimmy, definitely during Halloween, I'm gonna play a few Resident Evil, starting with number 1, and I'll give those a go.
Oh yeah.
I always try.
Actually, yeah. On Halloween, I'm actually down to do a birthday stream.
Oh, very nice. Are you gonna do like a face reveal again, or are you just gonna do like a normal stream? Oh, Sleepy, can you hear me?
Is it better?
Oh yeah, I can hear you
Okay.
again.
My mic was acting weird. So I might. We'll see. I
You're gonna keep it a
know.
mystery.
I mean, if you want to see what it looked like, you just go to Judd's shit.
That's true.
But for my stream, I don't know. Just I still haven't bought a camera yet.
Oh, okay.
But I might see if I could get a nice one. That's not too expensive. Before Halloween, but we'll see. We'll see. Cause
No, I was only asking because it's Halloween, so I don't know if you're gonna do like a little costume, like theme for a video game or something like that.
kind of too old for a costume. I don't know about that. Kind of too old for a costume. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably gonna try get into like those like art makeup, whatever, and try doing that.
Yeah, you mentioned it. That's a really cool idea. Or you wanted to even do like a few real life ones, right? Wasn't it with your mom?
Yeah, I know for sure I want to try to do, I guess, a vlog in December when I go on my trip to the Philippines.
Oh, that's gonna be
So,
so cool.
especially, I have a new phone now that I'm actually able to do it. Um,
Yeah, it'd just be cool to see like some of the things that you have different in the Philippines.
yeah, but it's gonna be kind of hard because the Philippines are like 16, it's like a day and 16 hours ahead of basically the US, you know?
That's true.
Um,
Yeah, the time zones. Oh yeah.
yeah, so if I do it, mm, I might do it when it's like night in the Philippines. So over here, like everyone, I don't know. Yeah, I might do it at night, so like everyone has to like be awake.
Well, even if
Um,
we just get to see photos too, like it'd just be cool to like see
yeah,
what's over
no,
there.
yeah, no, for sure. I'm gonna post on this. It's gonna be spam with the Philippines for your Discord, mindful.
Yay!
But yeah, and oh, like I know I posted on the Discord, but I finally met my IRL friend. No, I finally met my online bestie on Sunday, so that was fun.
Yeah, that was really cool. They had that opportunity. Like, did they just like visit your state or?
No, they actually live here in Cali, but she was just an hour away, and but this time she was only about 35 minutes, um, 30 to 35 minutes away from me. So I'm like, you know what? Today's the day. We're done do this. So
That's awesome.
I basically jabbed her, and there's a whole video that my boyfriend took when we got to see each other. But yeah,
Aw.
it was really fun. It was
Yeah.
great.
Like I said, this is cool. It's like one of those one in a lifetime moments where you get to meet one of your online friends. It's really neat.
Yeah, most definitely. I was really happy that happened. Um, but yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, we got through the whole list. 3M, I wasn't sure if you had one or not that you wanted to shout out. Um, we usually end the podcast on a little bit of a positive note. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Um, Something that we haven't talked about before with Sleepy.
We
Okay,
talked
we've
about it a
covered the.
lot.
Yeah, I know. It's like we know Sleepy loves anime. We know Sleepy loves Valorant. We've heard a little bit about your childhood and your dreams and all that. Um, so I mean, not to be like a real basic kind of guy right now. Um, but I guess Sleepy, if you're willing to share, let's hear your. I don't think you've said much about your taste in music. So why don't we hear either about like like one of your favorite bands, whatever kind of song you're into right now, like just something you're willing to share music wise about you.
I'm basically all over with music. I for me with music, kind of my music choices are like uh I'm trying to word this correctly. I listen to a lot of variety music depending on the mood or like of the day.
Okay, that's
Um,
pretty fair.
but I listen to I think for the past few years or couple of years, I've been listening to more of EDM music, kind of like rave music, kind of.
Oh, okay. I
Um,
was curious what you're gonna say. I was like, where she'll go? Rock, rap, what will it be?
so I'm actually in October, on the 20th of October, I'm actually going to a rave. So that's my first time going to a rave and experiencing it. So that's gonna be really fun.
Oh,
Um,
that's sick. Is it like a big like event or is it just like a local rave?
it's the group is called Slender. Um, they're pretty big, but where I live, there's not a lot of people in that music industry that come to my area. So like so my boyfriend thought it would be a good birthday present, an early birthday present to for me him to go. And yeah. But next
That's
year I told
cool.
him but next year I told him this like a 2-day concert, whatever. It's called Head in the Clouds. And the company is actually from 88 Rising, which is like it's an Asian company with like Asian artists, basically like rappers or singers. Just to
Okay.
have uh that I guess variety out there for people. But it's very popular in I would think, or yeah, I would think that's is very popular within the Asian community. And we were
So
me
the
him
event is called Head in the Clouds,
yeah, the
and then
events is called Hidden Clouds.
oh, okay.
And it's actually in LA, Los Angeles. So it's just like, you know, 6 hour drive. It's a 6 hour drive for me to get to LA. But
That'll be worth it though. That sounds like a good time. Are
yeah,
you guys just gonna rent like a hotel then to stay at, or?
I might stay with my brother and my nieces because they live in LA.
Oh, okay.
Um, or you know, if not, then we'll probably get a hotel or whatever. Um, but yeah, we were supposed to go this year because a few of our favorite artists were performing, but he had stuff to do. Um, so we didn't go this year. And I told him, you know, we have to go next year, depending on the lineup, of course. But
Well,
yeah, it's
if you ever get the chance, you should definitely put some into the music Discord because Cheyenne loves rave music as well too. She's been really into it lately.
oh
Have you heard of
yeah.
that one, Cheyenne? Head in the Clouds, that event? No, what was the one that you were all pumped for? Shambhala? Yeah, hers. Well, here I guess I don't know if it's in Canada only or what, but her big event was Shambhala. She wants to go to. Same idea, like it's just a big, you know, rave concert for a few days.
Yeah, it's well, it's not really a rave concert. It's just like, you know, just a concert with like multiple like there's like the most popular artists to like upcoming going to be like the upcoming artists, and then like the beginners, I guess. Just to make their debut. Um, but yeah, it's definitely fun. It's definitely hype.
Yeah, it's just a light. It's the light show and everything. Like when I watch those kind of videos, I'm like, man, it's so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
um,
just I have big plans towards the end of this year. So hopefully,
yeah, you're gonna have a heck of a good time by the end of the year.
it's gonna be so much money though. I spent
It's
so
so
much
true,
money.
right? Yeah, that's true. I
Hence,
mean, thankfully you have family there, like you were saying, so hopefully you could save a little money that way.
yeah, but it also depends because if I stay with my brother, I do have two small nieces, so um, you know, going home at a reasonable time or not making as much noise for them to like actually get some sleep, or maybe help my brother and my sister-in-law to, or future sister-in-law to actually get some sleep because those kids don't they don't sleep.
It's true, hey? They have never-ending energy. It's ridiculous.
Like they'll take a nap and then they're like awake by like 12 a.m. and won't go back to sleep until like 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning. My jeez.
Oh my god. I'm gonna cry.
But yeah,
Oh, well, thank you, Sleepy. That was cool. I said I was always curious the kind of music you were into, so there's a little more background on Sleepy. But yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this and stay with me to the end.
of
Hope you
course.
have a good evening, and I hope you have a good rest of your week.
You too.
Thanks, Sleepy. Have a good night.
And good night.
And let's see if microphone could do this right for once. I think I did it right this time. Heck yeah, I did. All right, everybody else. I hope you all have a great evening. Maria, I already said it, but good night again. Thank you for stopping in. Congratulations on winning Viewer of the Month. 3M, not sure if you're still out there or not, buddy, but thank you for stopping in. It's always a pleasure to catch you. Tommy, I know you're long gone, but again, good night, my friend. I hope you have some sweet dreams. Yeah, I know. I'm literally like saluting you guys as I'm doing this. Cheyenne's having a good laugh at me right now. 2-6, I don't know if you're still around, buddy, but I hope you had a good evening. You know what? I gotta salute you too because we gotta keep this trend going now. And yeah, we got everybody this time. Right on, Mindful. Way to go. And shout out to all the random robots watching me right now as well. I always like that list is so big. It's like 2 viewers. There's like 10 different people listed on there that are, I don't know, it's just funny. Anyway, Mindful's tired and stupid now, and he needs to eat his supper. I will catch you guys tomorrow for YouTube. Again, we're going to be continuing on our Skyrim journey. I'm going to play that all the way until the end. That's going to be my new thing. I think I will switch up every once in a while to the Chromebook. There is the Pokemon community game I want to stream again. But as far as PlayStation goes on YouTube, it's going to be just strictly Skyrim. And we're right from the very beginning, and we're going to see how far we get in our journey. I've never actually beaten the main campaign of Skyrim, so that's kind of my focus. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do that. Thursday, there is no stream because remember we did cancel our Thursdays to make more time for the podcast editing, which I'm very happy with. So please go check it out. Let me know your feedback. It is on my YouTube channel, Mindful Pig. I will fire up the link here as I'm yapping away. But yeah, we put a little more work and effort into it. So hopefully you guys like it and you enjoy it. Friday, I have to stream in the morning because the afternoon I'm going to be traveling to Cheyenne out to the country to go see my mom and celebrate my cousin's birthday. We will be gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'll be back Monday, which will be the most frustrating work week of my life because I'll be just with myself and an ASM because my other ASMs are on vacation. So that's great. It works out like perfectly. Like basically, one's gone for like a solid week or maybe a week and a half, and then the other two have like different days. Like one will be off, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and another one's off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But Mindful will be there from fucking Monday all the way to the end. Yeah. On top of that, what else? Yeah, then it takes us back to Monday again. So Monday will be another community night. Friday, I will do my announcement for the July viewer of the month. I just didn't want to waste time on the podcast scrolling, trying to figure out if that person's won or not. If they have, I will have another person ready to go to announce. But again, let's not take the light away from Marie for winning viewer of the month for June. And I promise you, going forward, August, September, October, November, I will be better at this. The last thing I have to ramble on about is might be community night is when I'll announce it. There will be the September event. Yeah, it's still early. I still got enough time to hype it up. So Monday I will announce the September event. As you guys know, last year I did the Whopper challenge. So once we reached 25 subs, I basically was eating a Whopper meal, a double Whopper meal, a triple Whopper meal, a bacon Whopper meal, and there was another burger I got on top of that. And then after the 25 subs are done and all those Whoppers were achieved, I then moved on to whatever the community wanted. So Peaswad pushed it over the 25 limit, and he made me have a cake piece, I think it was. I had to get I think I had to get like onion rings, I want to say. I don't know. He had on a few other things, but it was really fun. It took me 2 tries to finish all the food. Um, yeah, so I'll let you guys know what this plan is this time around. I think you guys will like it, and I'm feeling confident as fudge. Let me tell you that right now. I know I can tackle this one. I'm gonna. There's no French fry mess up this time. Let me tell you. Well, it could be a French fry. Throw it in there, but we'll see. So I'm excited. I'll announce that one on Monday. I think you guys will really. I think I'll dig it. Um, yeah, and then other than that, it's just we're gonna slowly start to build up hype for the award show, like I promised. I just want to get September's all settled and everyone aware of what's going on, and then after that, we're gonna jump straight into the award show, which will be a lot of fun. God, I can't believe it's almost been a year. We had the birthday stream, we were having the September stream, and then we're gonna have the award show. What a crazy year it's been. But yeah, I rambled on long enough. To the rest of you beautiful folks, have a wonderful evening, and I will catch you all next time. Bye.